What can you tell us about what you've seen this week in terms of ETF patterns?
Yeah, so what we are seeing is clearly investors react to news that is coming out. So Monday night, we heard that Russia supposedly found a vaccine, which I think had an impact on where investors thought they were going to put money to work. So some investors were taking money out of gold. They were putting it back into equities. And we've seen very different patterns in terms of investments from products listed in the US. You tend to see investors moving more into fixed income. Investors in Europe feel a little bit better about the COVID situation and putting money to work into equities. But gold has been an important investment for many. Safe haven, fear that the stimulus coming into the markets is going to cause inflation at some point. So I think people are looking at either back to work or what are the things that are going to benefit from work from home and the pandemic.
Deborah, what does that mean for gold ETFs going forward? So are there, are people rushing actually to create more of them? How will that actually pan out?
Yeah, so if we look at flows for gold products globally through the end of July, you would see that we've seen net inflows of over $60 billion. So right now, the investments in gold ETFs or ETPs would rank probably the sixth highest compared to central banks. So there's a lot of investment in gold, but it is important. Some products are investing in physical gold bars, some are gold mining stocks, and some are buying futures. You have to be careful, what are you actually buying? I think for many, they will continue to have investment in gold because I think we've seen there's a lot of mixed news coming out. Sometimes the news that we see around vaccines and treatment isn't long-term viable, and we could call it fake news. So I think for many, they see the safe haven, fighting inflation, investment in gold being a longer term part of their allocation. But many people were in a lot of cash at the start of the year. And so they did use March as a buying opportunity when stocks really were at a pretty low level. So we've seen some very interesting trends in what's going on.
Deborah, what exactly is a gold play right now? I've heard kind of, this is an inflation bet, or actually it's a deflation bet. Do ETFs offer us any insight?
Well, I would say that, you have to look at how is gold priced. You have to look at what is the Fed doing, U.S. stimulus, and clearly there's been a lot of stuff going on. What has Trump done recently because the unemployment benefits have gone away. You need to look at inflation expectations and real yields on bonds. So there's a lot of factors you would take into effect to look at where is gold price? And I think for many, they would have said that up until the start of the week, gold was probably at a very high price relative to where it should be. And so we've seen a bit of correction. So I think we're going to continue to see yields rising a bit for bonds, which does put pressure on gold.